It has been 6 years since Sly Cooper Thieves in Time came out, 5 years since the Sly Cooper movie was announced, and over 2 years since the Sly Cooper TV show was announced. Welcome back to Bassett, everyone. Today I wanted to take a look at some of the old promotional videos for Sly Cooper Thieves in Time around when the game was announced, E3 2011 to be exact. Now, I wasn't on YouTube at that time, or, well, it was, but we don't talk about that. There was a lot of big things in those trailers and those gameplay showings that I really want to get into because the model for Sly and a lot of other characters have changed, and I never really got to talk about that because I wasn't on YouTube at the time of the game's reveal. Plus, I want to talk about that initial reveal trailer because there's some problems with it that I'm going to also get into. I don't know, I've been kind of getting nostalgic lately for Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. It's been about 6 years since the game was released. I know for the longest time, people like to hate on it because of the newest entry, and, they were nostalgic for the old games. Okay, I know that's not the only reason why people hated on that game. There were some issues, but, I guess I never really thought that one day, Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, I'd have a very similar feeling for that game as I do for the other Sly games. I never thought that was going to happen, or at least I never thought about it, because if you think about it, the gap between Sly 3 and Sly 4 was 8 years. We're kind of rolling up in 8 years between Sly 4 and maybe a potential new Sly game or a new Sly Cooper project, the TV show you could say. And actually, it was a 6-year gap between Sly 3 and the announcement of Sly 4, the stuff that we're going to talk about today. It's very interesting and just crazy to think about. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to gameplay here so it's easier to talk about and react to the stuff that I'm going to be showing on screen. So let's go ahead and get into it.
All the games on the PlayStation 2.
Whoa, hold the phone. What is that? I very vividly remember this being an issue when the game was first announced, and I was really young at the time, and I still even noticed this. Sly's model was terrible. It eventually got fixed, but back then I was kind of worried for Sly's model. It just looks awful. Even the creators of Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated and the earliest stages were able to make a model that was presentable for showing the public. Look, I know the game was early in development, but take a look at this giant boss battle that they constructed versus Sly's model. His cane, the staff, is white, and I don't know if that was intentional, if they wanted to make it like a silver color in the final product, but it never ended up working out, and they fixed it later on, so I'm guessing they just didn't even color it in. Now, I'm no game designer, but I think just coloring it in a solid color, even if you had to do that, would be better than the white that we got. I'm not really upset at it because we did get a better final product. I'm just very curious as to why they brought this to E3. I mean, it's E3. You want to get your game out there. You want people to be excited for it. Everything else, I think, looked really good except for Sly's model. And I guess you can pass everything else, but the cane was absolutely atrocious. I want to bring up Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated again. That game is super early into development right now. However, they showed off the game, and they made sure that SpongeBob's model was at least presentable. It definitely wasn't finished, but it was presentable. This is not presentable. I mean, hey, it worked out. The Thieves in Time final model is great, but I'm just still very curious as to how they let this one slide.
And we were working with the Sony back in 2008 on Secret Agent Clank. And we were kind of looking at what was going on with Sucker Punch. They were working on Infamous, and Infamous is super cool, huge, massive game. And we're like, I don't think they're going to have the time to make another Sly Cooper right now. And I really want to play another Sly Cooper game.
Huh. How ironic. There might have been a good chance that us, the fans, would not have felt the same way if they actually wrapped up the story in Thieves in Time. However, you guys over at Sanzaru wanted to do this crazy cliffhanger to try and guarantee a fifth Sly Cooper game, and it never worked out. I just think it's ironic how they were upset that there wasn't going to be another Sly Cooper game, and then they get everybody's hopes up for a Sly 5, and that isn't really getting anywhere right now, is it?
And so we got ourselves a PlayStation 3 development kit. We put together a prototype. Yeah. And we went in and we pitched Sony, and we're like, how about Sanzaru makes the next Sly Cooper? And here's what we think it's going to look like. And they were like, forget about it, kid.
You know what? I wouldn't blame them if they walked into there and showed up with a model of Sly that looked like that. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah, so working on the collection, we got to see all 3 of the original games in sort of minute detail, and really pick the features that we wanted to really bring forward and evolve on the PS3. One of the things we really liked, especially from Sly Cooper 1, was the sort of pattern-oriented, complex, layered boss battles. And so we wanted to really bring those over in Thieves in Time and kind of really blow them out, make them these epic boss battles, these sort of big set pieces.
I will give Sanzaru this, they made a great decision on the boss battles. Not only in the final game was it great, but they brought that to E3. Now while Sly's model was atrocious, this boss battle was really intriguing and different from other boss battles that we had got in the Sly Cooper series. Like you said, it's very similar to Sly 1's boss battles, however these are much bigger, much more interesting, and something that they definitely got right, and definitely got me hyped for the game back when this was announced just because of how big the boss battles were. They did a great job on that, I will say.
Will there be old and new characters in this game? So who's in that we love, and who could we look forward to?
Definitely be able to play as Sly, Bentley, and Murray again. We've got some new characters we'll be talking about, but all favorites are back.
Minus the Panda King, Guru, and Dimitri, and that brings me into the second thing that we also got at E3 2011, which was a trailer for Sly Cooper Thieves in Time that completely misdirected us. And what I'm talking about is the inclusion of Dimitri in Thieves in Time, because it looks like his inclusion was going to be much bigger than what ended up happening. There were a bunch of promotional shots and artwork with Dimitri in it, and he's even like the center focus of this teaser trailer. And then what did we get in the game? Probably 10 seconds of him being on screen, and it wasn't even an in-game model. Let's go ahead and take a look at that trailer.
I'm not your cheesy macaroni, Sly Cooper. You got Dimitri!
Bentley, this is the last time we ever leave Dimitri in charge of the hideout.
It was also the first time.
I remember how excited this trailer got me for Sly 4 back when it dropped. I mean, just hearing Bentley and Sly's voice again, and then seeing a brand new modeled Dimitri was fantastic. And then taking a look at all of the promotional artwork and the trailer that we got, I was pretty sure Dimitri was going to be a big part of this game, which was super exciting because he was in Sly 3, I'd say quite a bit. He made a couple of appearances in the beginning and then played a big part in the end. I was ready for an entire game where Dimitri was on the team. And I also got the impression, because I thought Dimitri was going to be at the entire time, we'd also get the Panda King and the Guru and characters like that. And it never ended up happening, unfortunately, but really what I'm most disappointed about is Dimitri, just because of the big presence that he had and all of the marketing for the game. I've said it before, it just doesn't make any sense to me, and apparently he was never supposed to have a big part in the game, which, like I said, doesn't make any sense to me, considering all of the promotional artwork that we got for it. But that was pretty much all of the big stuff that we got at E3 2011, and I was there to experience it, not at E3, but at the time when it first dropped. I was there to watch it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record it on YouTube. I would have loved to do something like that, and I wish that I did. And this video turned out to be more of a rant than anything, which wasn't my initial intention. I just wanted to go back and talk about this presentation as well as the trailer, but I ended up getting more frustrated than anything. Just because, I don't know, there was just a lot of problems with it. But man, I really didn't notice those problems when they were first out there because I was like, alright, new Sly Cooper game. And that trailer was actually pretty cool, and if Dimitri was in the game more, then it would have made sense. But that's pretty much the video. I just wanted to take a little stroll down memory lane, talk more Sly Cooper. You know, I've been, gone from some Sly Cooper content recently, but I do have a lot cooking up. I am still completing Sly Cooper without jumping and pressing the circle button. That just takes time, so I expect that video within the next month or so because that takes time, trust me. But that's a big one that I'm working on, and a few other videos that I have cooking up. But that's good up for today's video. Hope you all did enjoy it, and I'll catch you all in next video. Peace.